Are you going to live wearing the image of Satan, or are you going to live wearing the image of God? That's what this is about. So if we've come over to this side, wearing the image of God, we must always strive to remain pure. What does purity mean? Does being pure mean wearing something clean and nice like Chanel? That's not it, is it? No matter what I look like on the outside, my heart needs to be pure. I must be without sin in the eyes of God. You can fool people, but you can't fool God. So if we keep striving to be pure before God, even in the smallest things, then from that point on, every word you declare in tongues will carry authority, and your words will be filled with glory, and what you speak will come to pass. I'm telling you how to speed up that process. Next, the second point. When you reach this stage, your tongues should become a little different. For example, when you needed to declare something, you spoke in tongues that way. But now, when you speak in tongues here, it should be with gratitude. So what kind of tongues should you focus on? It's like this. When a baby is about 9 months old, mothers start feeding them baby food, right? That baby food is usually all mashed up before it's given to the child. Now, I'm not saying that you are babies. I'm just using this as an analogy. So when you give this mashed baby food to children, some of them just swallow it right down. But most of them, even though it's soft, still chew it before eating. But when you're sick, have you ever heard the doctor say, chew even your water before swallowing? Chew even your water? You've never heard that before? Have you ever heard that we should pray in tongues as if we're chewing water, just like chewing even water? Praying in tongues as if chewing water. This is really important, everyone. Now, how do you do this? All of you can do it. Just think about it for a moment. When you pray in tongues, listen to what I'm saying in your heart as you do it. Try praying in tongues gently, savoring it as you go. Let's try it for about 30 seconds now. Ready, go. Just like chewing soft baby food again. You can do it with your eyes open. And now try it with your mouth closed. With your mouth and lips closed, pray in tongues gently. Let the resonance inside do the work. So, can you do it, everyone? Can you? You got it, right? You need to practice like this. So people often say things like this. People say that when they pray in tongues, they don't know what it means. So even if they pray for hours, they're not sure if they've really done anything or what exactly they're doing. But praying in tongues is about savoring it and praying together with the Holy Spirit. Right? It's not about just rattling off words like a machine gun by yourself. When you start to draw closer to God, you begin to pray as if you're listening to what the Holy Spirit wants you to pray. So, even if you're just making sounds, there is actually some profound and significant meaning in speaking in tongues as well. A spiritual language that transcends ordinary understanding. Just as there are all these sound waves and vibrations, try praying in tongues while meditating, letting it soak into your body. This kind of prayer brings about tremendous spiritual transformation in you. And this prayer in tongues is the step right before you receive the next stage, which is interpretation. Of course, by God's grace, sometimes while praying, you may receive the gift of interpretation and hear what the person next to you is saying in tongues as if it were Korean. But in my case, as I was praying in tongues, I started to receive interpretation from God directly. So when I listened to people speaking in tongues nearby, it all started to sound like Korean to me. But the thing is, I never asked for this. It's not that, I'm not saying this to boast or anything like that. It's just that no one ever taught me about this. So as I prayed with such longing, God taught me how to do it in this way. But when did this start happening? It was when I saw people worshiping. But when I attend worship, the message of the service is so full of grace. And because the message is so moving, I wish everyone else could be touched and receive it as well. So I started sitting at the front praying in tongues while listening to the service. Can you make a sound? No? You can't, right? So I was just thinking to myself, this message is so good. I wished everyone here could absorb it too. I thought, I need to drive out these hindering spirits. Because of this feeling, as I was praying in tongues by myself, I ended up training myself alone. So I would just sit quietly alone in my room. Imagine that for yourselves right now. I used my imagination a lot. Now try to imagine yourselves praying in tongues silently, just in your mouth, in a place where there is no sound at all. The presence comes in an incredible way. God's Spirit just sweeps into that room. The fire of tongues ignites completely within me. Everyone, have you felt that fire coming in right now? You have, right? So whether you're on the subway, on the bus, sitting in the bathroom, cooking, or taking a shower, activate this. Inside, my spirit keeps burning. Some of you may remember living in the countryside long ago when grandmothers would stoke the fire in the furnace and we'd go to sleep. But that fire rarely lasted until morning. The diligent grandmother would get up early in the morning and poke the fire with a poker to make it burn even more brightly. And if she added a log or two, the fire would keep burning until morning so we could sleep warmly. It's exactly the same as that. We must not let our fire go out. Once our fire goes out, it takes a very long time to recover it. As I mentioned earlier, that young woman said she couldn't pray. That's because her fire had gone out. So we need to be sensitive to when our fire is about to go out. That's why, wherever you are, you must never let go of praying in tongues. Why? Because the moment the fire goes out, darkness comes in. Do you understand? When that darkness comes in, we no longer have the power to stop it because our fire has gone out. We lose the strength to prevent our wealth from being taken, diseases from coming in, and all sorts of attacks from happening. So whether you're working at your job or meeting someone for a meal, you always have something to chat about with them. But as you eat together and talk with them, you are actually talking with God. If you keep speaking in tongues like that without stopping, there is no chance for the fire inside you to go out. In this way, we need to keep stoking the fire, continually fueling the fire of the Holy Spirit within us so that it keeps burning brightly.